Steve Kerr says Draymond Green will indeed return to practice tomorrow for the Warriors and only get a fine for punching his teammate Jordan Poole. Kerr dove further into the situation yesterday. You're going to want to hear it. Take a listen.
We feel like this is the best way, after assessing everything, for us to move forward. It's never easy. No matter what decision you make in a situation like this, it's not going to be perfect. This is the biggest crisis that we've ever had since I've been coach here. It's really serious stuff. I trust him. He broke our trust with this incident, but I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt because I think he's earned that, and I think our team feels the same way. So he knows he needs to regain that.
Shannon, what do you think here? Are Steve Kerr and the Warriors handling the situation correctly?
Yeah, I'm going to disagree with Steve Kerr on this one, Skip. I believe he should. I don't believe that the punishment fits the crime. So I'm just wondering, if I'm Jordan Poole, this is what I'm hearing. Draymond Green got a game for hurting Kevin Durant's feeling. He gets nothing for punching me in my jaw. So in other words, Kevin Durant's feelings are more important than me getting punched in the face. And it says, basically says, you know, well, I trust him. Well, I don't. It's like, well, we feel this, is that's what Jordan Poole feels? Jordan Poole feels this is the best way to move forward? Or did you ask him? Well, they talk. What do you expect Jordan Poole to say?
It's reported that Draymond and Jordan Poole hashed it out. I don't know.
What, Skip? The man's in line to get a rookie extension north of $30 million a season.
Yep.
So what's he supposed to say? Nah, he wants his money. And he knows the best way for him to get that money is to try to put this behind him. But he shouldn't have been put in that situation. You don't put me in that situation because you wouldn't have put me in this situation. You wouldn't ask me what I thought in any other situation. So why are you asking me now? You guys handle that. You're the organization. My trust is in you that you're going to do the right thing. But he gets nothing? And the man got a game for cursing Kevin Durant, calling Kevin Durant out of his name. He got a game for that. He punched the teammate in the face in a situation that it looks like to me he escalated. Mm-hmm. And he didn't get anything. He's like, well, he got a week away from the team to deal with some issues that he felt he needed to deal with. I disagree with Steve Kerr on this one.
Big picture, step back. I believe if the Golden State Warriors had not prevailed in the finals over the Boston Celtics you loved, the Celtics just unraveled. They self-destructed, to me, with mostly turnovers. If Golden State had not prevailed, and they were in trouble a couple of times in the series,
right,
I believe Draymond Green would be suspended for a long time right now because there'd be nothing to run back. Right. There'd be nothing to love. But the euphoria has sort of lasted over the offseason into the new season that starts next Tuesday night, right? And you feel like, God, we got a chance. And he's been integral to our whole chemistry. He's been our guts and glue for the longest time. Let's see if we can figure this back out. Well, nothing really happened. He stepped away. He took some time away to work on himself, and I assume they told him to step away.
Right.
But the only way it's going to count, the only way it's going to matter is if he were suspended for the first week of the season or the first month of the season or whatever it would be. Something severe where it took a toll on him and it sent a message to the team, we're taking this dead seriously.
Right.
Well, right now, you can say this is the biggest crisis we've had, and he broke our trust, but he's earned the benefit of the doubt. You did nothing. You wrist slapped him, that's all.
So let me ask you, so did he break your trust when he got suspended for Game 5? Did he break your trust then? Did he break your trust when he yelled and said what he said to Kevin Durant? So how many times must someone break your trust before you say, well, damn? I do believe that Draymond has done some harm to his reputation. Is it irreputable? That remains to be seen. Skip, now I'm thinking that, look, it's hard for me to believe that now maybe this was an intern that was in the video thing and he went rogue and leaked this to TMZ. But boy, this is looking more and more like, but man, this thing this is an inside job. This looks like it was made to make Draymond look bad.
I agree.
It's hard.
Somebody inside said,
man, this ain't
we got to expose this.
This is not no intern growing.
No.
Guess what, Skip? There's only like 3 or 4 people in the video department.
No. Somebody wanted to expose Draymond for what he really is, okay? And to your point, he called LeBron James the B word so loudly, and he'd kicked several people in the midsection.
Yes.
Starting with
Steven
Adams. And then he goes up the court and gets tangled up with LeBron and tries to kick him in the midsection, right? And Kiki Vandeweghe says, I've seen enough. I'm going to suspend him for a game 5 of the finals. I never thought in my wildest dreams, my life, I would see that ever happen, to take the guts and glue guy away. And it did seem to turn the tide in favor of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Well, that's on Draymond. He's the one who started that, and then it got finished. Then, to your point, he called Kevin Durant the B word while they're sitting on the bench beefing at each other over who gets to bring the ball up the court. And it was the beginning of the end of Kevin Durant in Golden State. I'm not saying that was it, but it set the wheels in motion in Kevin's head, like, I got to get out of here. It was about Steph and their popularity battle and all that. But still, it started with Draymond. So that's 2 incidents that you brought up. And then how about that meltdown, crazy over-the-edge walk-off at Game 1 at Memphis last year, and he goes straight back to the hotel and does a live podcast. If I'm Steve Kerr, if I'm all the way up to the top, to Joe Lacob, the owner, I don't love that. And how many times was he accused during the run to the finals of spilling strategic secrets during his podcast? I don't love that, because that's going into AB territory in the locker room, obviously, at Kansas City.
Let's get what you say. Winning masks a lot.
It does. Okay, so they're winning, and they'd won with him before, and it's like, but you say production tolerance, right there. It was like 50-50, 50-50.
But it's getting away. Tolerance is starting to creep above production.
Okay, just for the record, last year from 3, not that he's an integral 3-point shooter, but he gets dared to shoot threes. He made 29.6% of his threes. Would you believe that's even worse than Russell Westbrook was last year? It was 29.8. 29.6 to 29.8.
In other words, you don't want either one of these guys shooting threes.
You don't. And from the free throw line, would you believe that Draymond Green was 65.9%? Would you believe that's even worse than Russ at 66.7%? So he was an even worse 3-point and free throw shooter last year than Russell Westbrook was. That's liability. He's turned 32. He's not a spring chicken anymore. He doesn't move quite the way he used to move. He's not quite the defensive force he used to be.
I just think the thing is, Skip, is that when the way the Warriors evaluate Draymond, Skip, they don't look at numbers. They don't look at points. It's all, he can get you he can get you rebounds. Yeah, he runs your offense. He's unbelievable. Steph and Clay swear by him. The dribble drive, the dribble handoff. They're great at that. But there's something more to him that unites this team that numbers will never properly evaluate.
Yeah, I agree. No, that's been the past. I don't know if that's going to be the present.
Correct. Okay.
And yet it has been reported that he went B-word on Jordan Poole. Well, you and I have talked about this. This is just the way I was built, the way I was raised. That's the one word. I can't come back from that one.
And the thing was, that's a bullying situation, because he knows he got an easy victory against Jordan Poole. Well, you was right there in Kevin Durant's place. You should have fired on KD. You was right there in LeBron's place. You should have fired on him. My point is, Skip, look, I've been the vet, and I've had rookies and other players, but, bro, we say what we say, and we work it out. But I've never been so upset at a teammate, except like we're fighting for real. But he's saying one thing and I'm saying something, we going back and forth, and we playing a game to punch him.
Yeah.
Because that's somebody I'm with every day. I mean, I got to get really upset. Yeah, me and my brother, we fought when I was young. I was 10, he was 13. Yeah, we fought. But once we got an age, I couldn't imagine fighting my brother. No. And that's how I view my teammates.
Agreed.
We might not always be like my brother, but I view you as a brother, and I'm not going to put you in a situation where you, all of a sudden, our relationship can be forever frayed. So I believe Draymond escalated this situation. Draymond was over there. He was standing way over there. Now, the mere fact that you came over here, you looking to instigate something. Now, me, Jordan Poole, like I said, you're going to live and learn. You understand? You're wrong. You hope you don't do that again. But when you come over here, I'm going to give you what you're looking for. I'm going to give you exactly what you came over here for. Jordan, you don't shove somebody and keep your hands down. You shove somebody, and first of all, you should have fired on him. The moment he walked up on you.
Got right up in your face.
The moment he walked up on you, you should have teed off. And then, Steve Kerr will have the decision to make on you.
Yeah.
But somebody's not going to make no decision on me because of what somebody else did to me. No, that's not going to happen. So for me, Skip, I believe you're right because I heard the same thing that Draymond kept saying the B word to Jordan Poole. So he kept escalating and hoping to get to a point where he could do what he did.
So in the end, I think they're just hoping against hope that this kind of goes away. But to your point, and point I echoed, once the video is leaked, you can't come back from it because you can't unsee it. I can see it right now flashing in my mind what it looked like for Draymond to fire on him, and he fired.
Yes.
He leaped and fired at him.
Yes.
And fortunately, reportedly, Jordan Poole wasn't hurt by it, so I guess he didn't land flush.
Right. This lasts forever. It would have been better. He'd have been in a street fight, and no one saw it.
Yep.
But this is forever. Now everybody gonna say, hey, don't make me Draymond you. Now he'll mean. He laughing stock. You're not going there. I mean, his family, his mom, his dad, everybody is forever impacted by this. So is Jordan Poole.
They are. And I think it's going to be hard for Jordan Poole. He's going to say, to your point, all the right things. He's going to try to do it. But in the end, I like what Pat Bev said yesterday on his new podcast. Congratulations with that. But he said, I'm not out here punching people. And his point was, yeah, I instigate and I'm in everybody's face.
Right.
But once I'm on your team, to your point about Pat Bev, you want him on your team, but you hate him.
Because you already know he'll irritate when he's on somebody else's team.
But when he's on your team, he is all for you.
Right.
And he's not going to get into it with anybody on his team. And he's trying to befriend Russ. I don't think that'll ever happen, but that's just me.
Right.
But he's going out of his way to be the pro's pro, to say, Russ, you're now my best friend on the team. I know we've had bad blood, but I'm with you now. We're all for one and one for all. I'm not going to be punching people in practice, says Pat Bev.
Right.
So Draymond's got one loose screw where he just goes berserk.
The problem is that from the Last Dance documentary, people say, well, that's why Jordan didn't win the championship, because he gained the trust of his teammates. Nah, you're not finna punch me in my face. We're not gonna ever, if you think punching me in my face is the quickest way to win a championship, we ain't ever gonna win. Because that's not going to happen.
I was there. It's just a one and only situation. He was a one and only.
Yeah.
It was the way he motivated his teammates, and it worked for him, and you thought it got ugly. We saw it, but it worked. That's all I know.